Boom shakalaka. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Crypto Love. I am Randall. I like trucks. It is Wednesday. And, yeah. Whew, Wednesday. Man, the market is bouncing back. Yesterday it was all red. The sky was falling. Today it's all green. I think we're right back to where we were before yesterday. Pretty much. But, is this the beginning of a market rally? We'll take a look at that. Do we have a short squeeze coming? We'll take a look at that. Is BitMEX trying to manipulate the market? We'll take a look at that. So, all of these things upcoming. Before we get into that, guys, just want to say thank you to everyone subscribing. Thank you to everyone nuking the shit out of that like button. And if you want to win one of these shirts, make sure you comment on this video where you'll enter for a chance to win. Also, for people who've been emailing me about the shirts, my apologies. There was an issue with the email thing. It wasn't forwarding to me. So I'm going to clear all that stuff up for you guys. I'll get you your shirts. My apologies. Okay? I'm sorry. Now, today on CoinMarketCap, look at this. Back up above $200 billion, $209 billion. Bitcoin dominance dropping 53.3%. I learned something yesterday. I actually watched a YouTube video for the first time in a while. Kind of get too busy making videos to watch them. But I watched Crypto Daily because he's hilarious. And yeah, he points out that this Bitcoin dominance talks about all the cryptos out there. But if you really just take it with the top 50 cryptos, then Bitcoin would have an 80-some% dominance. Yes. So Bitcoin today at $64.76, almost $6,500. Ethereum right under $300. Bounced back. It was going low, the lowest it's been in a year. A year ago, Ethereum was at $300. Yesterday it was at $250. That's freaking nuts. Also, Ripple 29 cents, Bcash 527. I gotta remember, I can't drink coffee while I'm talking here because it's just so good. EOS under $5 at 472. Stellar 22 cents. Litecoin at $57. Cardano at 9 cents. Sometimes I feel like a weather person. Be like, the highs are coming in from over here. We're going to see lows of 33 in Altoona and 32 over here and 30. Anyways, Tether a dollar. And yes. So that's what's all going on today. Markets are back up a little bit. Now, if we take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin, I'll show you what's going on with Bitcoin here. Boom. We were in this descending channel, but look at that. Boom. Right there at what was predicted to be a bottom, right around 6,200, 6,100, right where we saw some resistance here, some support here. We found another bottom-ish there. And now it's been sitting between this area right here. It looks like it broke through today. Okay, it broke through the 6,300 onto 65 and potentially $6,600 if we get through those areas. Now, that stuff is all good and nice, but I'm not keeping an eye on that because I don't have time to do all this trading. However, those of you who love to do all your trading, but you want help with your trading, go check out that thing over there that says trade, the Signal Profits link. They do very good trading stuff. So they have my mark of approval. That's my man Jake over at I Love Crypto. He's doing that stuff. But what I am keeping an eye on right here is the MACD. You see this orange line and the blue line? That's basically all the trading I do right now because it's not, I don't know. Yeah, because it's just easy. I make one trade a month and somehow I make pretty decent money doing it. But basically what it is, I've explained to you guys a whole bunch. When the MACD is above the signal line, you hold Bitcoin. When the MACD is below the signal line, you hold a stable token. Now, I did it first with Day, but Day doesn't have very much liquidity. I didn't really trust Tether. So what I'm going to do in the future is just kind of spread it out so I can do it with more money, do it with Tether, TrueUSD, and Day to help spread out those things. In case Tether goes under, then at least I'll have what I had in Day and TrueUSD left. So that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping an eye on this because it looks like the MACD may cross over, which means any money that I have in stable tokens goes back into Bitcoin to ride the wave up. And that's how it's done. Oh yeah, by the way, did I say this isn't financial advice? I'm not an expert. I'm just, messing around and stuff. But if you want financial advice, Signal Profits. Anyways, Bitcoin price. Oh yeah, guys, I also made a Telegram group. check this out. I made a Telegram group. There's a link to it down in the description. All right, so you can join the Telegram group because coming up in a few days, there's going to be a pretty sweet opportunity to get something worth a Bitcoin. So if you want something worth a Bitcoin that's pretty awesome for you traders out there, then you'll definitely want to be on that Telegram group. Not to mention, you can just heckle me 24/7. I mean, what's better than that, right? So, Bitcoin price, short versus long ratio at 2018 high. Monster short squeeze incoming. So, what's happened is the ratio of Bitcoin shorts to longs is at 1.4, which is the highest ratio so far this year. Last time the ratio breached 1.2 back in April, there was a short squeeze which moved Bitcoin price up $1,000 in an hour, which is that image I had in the thumbnail there. In case you guys don't know what a short squeeze is, that arises when the price of an asset with a large number of short positions moves higher quickly. The upward price moves, the movement forces liquidation in closing some of these short positions, which in turn drives the price higher still. This creates a cascading effect where the higher the price goes, the more shorts that are squeezed. So there's that upcoming. Apparently, sentiment for the market has changed drastically just overnight. Yesterday, terrible. Today, oh my goodness, everything's going to the moon. Because here as well, wonder why the price is moving up so slowly now. We've currently got a third of all Bitfinex shorts underwater defending their position. And yeah, so a lot of people think that the perfect storm for a Bitcoin rally is brewing. Shorts are near record highs. Sentiment is horrible. CNBC futures now are going short. CNBC poll shows 85% thinks we are going lower. Time cycles due for a push up. The recipe for a bottom to form is almost complete. Guys, do you hear that? This could be the bottom. Could be. Very well could be. I mean, I remember the last time, like November, when it pumped ridiculously, there was a lot of negative sentiment because, it was coming down from a bad thing. Kind of feels like it does today. Yesterday. Today feels a little bit different. But anyways, here we got something. So, 114 million. By the way, I just want to say, did you guys like the little hashtag erect that I put on the thumbnail? Because everybody was like wrecked yesterday. So today, erect. E for electronic internet, or just because it sounds like erect, but with a K, so it's not dirty, So $114 million or 18,000 Bitcoin shifted to BitMEX-linked wallet. Ooh, what does that mean? So 18,000 Bitcoins were recently transferred to a wallet linked to BitMEX equal $114 million. Soon after the large transfer of coins, a number of Twitter users speculated that BitMEX may be involved in market manipulation. Notably, the massive consolidation of Bitcoins to BitMEX's wallet occurred just a few hours before the flagship cryptocurrency's price recovered from its drop below $6,000. However, it seems quite unlikely that the 18,000 Bitcoin consolidated to BitMEX's wallet accounts for only 0.1% of all Bitcoins currently in circulation. So, not very much. It would be hard. However, if everybody's hodling, and those are circulating potentially, because we all remember when Kobayashi sold those Mt. Gox Bitcoins, that he sold 16,000 Bitcoin and 16,000 Bcash, and that was suspected to manipulate the market. So this 18,000 could be doing it as well. Now, in BitMEX's case, well, first off, let me say, I did some investigative journalism. Okay, I know. Usually I just spread rumors and run. But I actually did some investigative journalism. I looked on all the BitMEX Twitter accounts. I did not see any talk about it on BitMEX's Twitter account. So if you have any information about that you want to post down below, certainly do. But, they're not defending anything. They're not saying anything about it. In BitMEX's case, the exchange may be trying to shift large amounts of coins to cold storage wallets in order to keep them safe. So that's good. Another possible reason, maybe they might be trying to increase the liquidity on its exchange. So, two good reasons why they could be doing it. One bad reason, we'll kind of have to see how it turns out. Now, an article about Coinbase, it says it was signing up 50,000 users a day last year. I think we all knew that back in November, December. It was going bananas. But I didn't pick this article up because of that. I picked it up because of what this dude Armstrong has to say. No, not Lance. This guy has two testicles. I think it's Brian Armstrong or something like that. Brian Armstrong, yeah. I actually haven't checked. I don't know for certain, but I know Lance only has one. So, this technology... anyways, I just wanted to share what he was saying here. So he says, this technology is going through a series of bubbles and corrections, and each time it does that, it's at a new plateau. People's expectations are all over the map, but real-world adoption has been going up. Great news. He says, however, he thinks it'll be quite some time before you cross the street to Starbucks in the U.S. and pay with crypto. Bummer. Unless you have one of those Coinbase Swift cards, then you could do it just like that. But he goes on to further say that now it's getting harder and harder to be a crypto skeptic. And he didn't even use a sexual innuendo right there with the harder and harder. Ethereum had to speak up yesterday after their coin dropped ridiculously to 1-year lows. All right. Lubin, who is the CEO of Ethereum and Consensus, he was interviewed by Bloomberg. He said that the value surges of the past year were just another bubble, like the previous 6 bubbles, each more epic than the previous one, and each bubble is astonishing when they're happening. Yes, for all of us new to crypto, that was our first bubble. But guess what? They happen over and over and over again. And he added, with close scrutiny, those peaks look like pimples on the chart. If you don't know the pimples that he's talking about, you kind of have to zoom out a bit. But, boom, there's the last pimple. This little pimple right here, if you can even see that, was the size of this massive thing we just went through. And then there was like a 2-year cool-off period, or 3-year, yeah. But who knows how long it'll be cooling off for. Where do we go? All right, so he goes on further to say, he attributed the volatility to the trader types, the speculative investors, which I think most of us are, because it's like the dude wearing all gold chains and stuff, being like, yo, we be in it for the technology, right? So Ethereum, they still think Ethereum's going to do great. I still hold Ethereum. I think it's going to do pretty darn well because guess what? There's like over 1,000 some tokens on Ethereum. And if Ethereum goes down, all of those are going down. So guys, this Reddit article I thought might be interesting to you. Remember how jealous you were of all the crypto millionaires when the market was booming? All these dudes driving around in Lambos and gold chains saying, yo, we be in it for the technology. Well, they didn't get in buying at the top. A lot of us got in buying at the top. All right? They were putting their money where their mouth is and buying an asset no one else thought was worth anything. They were buying Ripple when it was less than a cent. I don't know why, but they were still buying Ripple. Okay? They were buying Bitcoin when it was super cheap. Ethereum. So, goes further on to say, you got to think forward 5 years. You know? You bought now. Think forward 5 years. 5 years, Bitcoin could be worth $100,000 of Bitcoin, $500,000 of Bitcoin, $1 million of Bitcoin. Could be. Certainly could. Or it might be worth $50,000 of Bitcoin. Or it might be worth $20,000 of Bitcoin. But it's still probably going to be worth more than what it is now because of more adoption. Simple economics, supply and demand. This is so different. It's so complex for any of us to understand because we're used to currencies where the supply just keeps growing exponentially. Like, for instance, US dollars, where supply grows exponentially. Well, demand, they basically just mark that with demand to keep the price stable. Well, guess what? When the supply is fixed, unlike the US dollar, then demand goes up, the price shoots up dramatically like we saw in December and January. So if you're a believer in technology, or if you're in it for the technology like those dudes with the chains, then just think about 5 years. You'll be cool. Other good news, Square's Cash App expands Bitcoin trading in all 50 states. So with the Cash App, this is from Twitter's Jack Dorsey, same dude, started with this Square's Cash App, but you're able to conduct Bitcoin buy and sell transactions in all states. Guys, more adoption. That's all great news. Also, further great news. How about Japan's largest messaging app? This is like the WhatsApp, the WeChat, the Telegram of Japan line that they also use in Thailand, which is a beautiful country, and if they want to give me citizenship, I would totally be cool with it. But Japan's messaging giant Line sets up a $10 million Hong Kong blockchain venture fund. That's right. They announced the creation of a $10 million fund as part of its expansion into the cryptocurrency market. By launching this new corporate token fund, Line is aiming to boost the development and adoption of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. And guess what? If they integrate cryptos into their messaging app, gee, you think that'll help with adoption because they have millions and millions and millions of people across Asia already using it? Yes, I think this is good. That's better than Telegram's IPO. This is like real legit stuff going on. So, other stuff, 30% of UK firms hit by crypto mining malware in a month. A lot of M's. All right. Check that out. 1 out of 3 companies in the UK hit by crypto mining malware. I bet they were all using Windows. But, you know, even if you have a Mac, you should do whatever, or Linux, do whatever. Because anybody can mine crypto from your stuff. And it's pretty cool. It's illegal, so I do not support it. But I love the concept of it. Like, right now is the best time on earth to be a hacker. Like, if you thought being a hacker was cool back in, like, the 80s or 90s or 1000s, now is the best time because you can hack stuff and make money. Like, you can, instead of just putting a Trojan virus or whatever that gives people free condoms on their computer, or whatever that does, okay? Instead of doing that, you could, like, ransomware their stuff so you can get crypto for it. You could start mining stuff on their computer. Yes, it's terrible, and yes, I hope it happens to nobody here, but it is the most crazy, awesome, cool thing ever. All right, so, anyways, of those companies, so 30% were hit by mining malware in the past month. So that should tell you, get some malware detection software. 60% found that they got it sometime. Most of that 60%, 80% of that was in the past 6 months, okay? And with those, 60% of the firms said that less than 50 machines were affected, but the rest, a tenth, said over 100 machines were infected, mining malware for free. Cool. Playboy in the news. They sued Canadian blockchain firm for fraud and breach of contract. They sued Canadian firm Global Blockchain Technologies, claiming it failed to integrate blockchain technology into Playboy's online media channels, because we all know with like Pornhub and stuff, people want to use Verge and Tron and whatever else to pay for their porn. Well, per the terms of the agreement, GBT will integrate Vice Industry Token in Playboy's media sites. Playboy said that the blockchain firm not only failed to fulfill the requirements, but also omitted a payment of $4 million as promised in its agreement. Now, this is all alleged. We'll see what happens with that, but yeah. This is the big news, for me, at least. Venezuela to use Petro as unit of account for salaries, goods, and services. So they already destroyed the Venezuelan bolivar, which is this stuff. I have a whole crap load of it thanks to David Hay. He had a whole freaking like trash bag full of this, because all of this, these are 1,000 bolivares. These are a stack of 1,000 bolivar notes. This is worth like $1. Maybe. Okay. Anyways, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has announced the national oil-backed currency, the Petro, will be used as a unit of account within the country. So that means as of next Monday, Venezuela will have a second accounting unit based on the price, the value of the Petro. It will be the second unit of the Republic. Okay, whatever. Basically, they'll have 2 government currencies, the Petro and the Bolivar. Maybe these might become worth a lot now if Petro becomes worthwhile. Now, Petro is something that they did because it can easily be converted into US dollars and other currencies, which will help Venezuela export, which will possibly help their economy, because right now all those sanctions on the exports of oil, hurting their economy. But this may be worth like $1 million soon. Very doubtful. Probably worth $1 or less. High times in the news. They're not accepting Bitcoin in its initial public offering. Bummer. In the beginning of August, High Times published a press release saying it would accept Bitcoin and Ethereum as a method of payment for subscription to the company's shares participation in their IPO. While they claimed that accepting cryptos in his IPO would make it the first traditional stock offering to accept investments in digital currencies, the press release was distributed in error, so they're not going to. So I guess if you like High Times, you're just going to have to invest with regular money, not cryptocurrency. Stellar Lumen's in the news for adding a crypto custody platform. Okay, so we saw Coinbase adding their custody platforms. Now Stellar is doing that as well. Big news for Stellar. They think this can unlock the $10 billion of institutional investor money sitting on the sideline. Now, I hear what you're thinking. $10 billion, that's not that much institutional investor money because the market cap is 200 billion. So that would only make it like 210 billion. But alas, you're wrong. Because every actual dollar put into cryptocurrencies increases the market cap by about $50. So that would be a $500 billion of institutional investor money sitting on the sideline. That's a lot of money because then we'd have a $700 billion market cap. Booyah. Officially confirmed. American Express is officially using Ripple's xCurrent. Ooh, is that true? Apparently, the vice president of American Express, Colin O'Flaherty, confirmed that the company was officially using xCurrent. And what they want you to think is that this is in any way related to XRP. It's not. They're using a protocol called xCurrent. Yes, a protocol that in no way uses XRP. So, will XRP holders actually see benefits? Only if Ripple Labs artificially inflates the price because they hold over 60% of XRP. So, security. Okay, so that's all the news for today. We got a couple things coming up for you guys. The Elastos infographic contest is still open for submissions, so you can check that out on their Twitter. Chainzilla airdrop for Komodo holders. Check that out on their Twitter. Coming up, I think tomorrow, the MakerDAO AMA on Reddit, it looks like. Yeah. So you can check that out tomorrow. Also, Nucleus Vision is going to be having an AMA tomorrow. Also, Basic Attention Token on Reddit, upcoming AMA tomorrow. So all those things, if you like those, you can check those out. You can get free coins. You can do whatever with those. Now, for the rest of things, guys, I will be at the Voice of Blockchain conference in Chicago in I think it's like next-ish week, like 10 days or so. So you can see me there if you want to go. There are discount tickets down below in the description. Also, Coinvention, August 30th and 31st. Again, I think it's discount tickets down there. Also, World CryptoCon, October 31st through November 2nd, discount tickets. Lastly, guys, that's pretty much it. So if you want to win a shirt, we only had one video yesterday, just the news video, which is freaking awesome. So all of you news watchers have a good chance to win. And now that I have the email thing all sorted out, I'll be able to get you your t-shirts. I apologize to everybody who had t-shirt issues. Now, let's see, 136 comments. Let's see who's going to be the lucky winner. Eric Kosembia. Winner, chicken dinner. You are. Yo, he wants to see a Rick and Morty world overrun with unicorns and the rainbow poop. That would be rad. I'm sure it exists because there's infinite worlds in Rick and Morty. And a rainbow world with poop and everything definitely exists. Eric Kosembia, email me at the email my about page. I will send you a shirt. As for the rest of you, you can buy your own shirt right there at the shop. If you want trading signals, you can check out the Signal Profits link right there. Also, check out the new Crypto Love Academy 7-day free trial. So, all that fun stuff. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one. All right? Peace.